Not a very good briber. Good morning. Welcome to SJU. If this is the first time you joined us, this is the show. Strap in. This is how we do it. Do you bribe well? How do you extort? Dan Merle is here.
Hello.
I feel like you'd be a good extorter. If you
I don't
wanted
think so.
to.
I don't think so. I get very squeamish about asking people for things.
Oh, that's fair. All right. Okay, Spencer Gilbert, I know that you have a criminal in you.
Oh, I've got a file on every single one of you, a break in case of emergency.
Billy, you know who's the one that I think actually probably does have a file on all of us is Joe Starr. Secretly, probably. I think Joe would be the one
like
that
Batman,
would be.
how he has all the files
exactly.
on
Just
the
in
Justice
case
League.
they go rogue.
Just
Yep.
in case. Billy Business.
I've talked my way out of a speeding ticket.
Oh,
have
nice.
you?
Yeah, I did.
All right.
Did you shit your pants?
No, but I mean, that's literally what happened. Like, I was driving, and he was like, why are you speeding? I was like, honestly, officer, I just have to poop
Nice.
really bad.
There you go.
And he took sympathy on me. He was like, all right, there's an exit right here. Just try to keep it under 70.
Wow, nice.
2 minutes in, and we've already got a poop story, and you've also just had a window of the morning drive between me and Billy. These are the conversations. They largely center on Billy's poops.
It's true.
Speaking of which...
You guys are really missing out.
Wow.
I tell you guys to try to get on the SJU planning, but...
Well, speaking of Hollywood... Everybody poops, Dan. Speaking of
dumb shit.
Thank you. Hollywood's collective bowel movements. There's a FUNKO-POP movie in the works. This is via /film. There are reports that Warner Brothers Animation is going into production or into development on a FUNKO-POP movie, obviously inspired by the success of the Lego Movie franchise.
I'm psyched for Music Project 2020.
I'm psyched for Jetsons. I don't know if that's part of the Funko movie or not.
No, that's these are all the different projects, right?
I'm psyched to know where that bulletin board is, because that could be in someone's basement.
And it clearly is. You can see there's a window where someone's trying to climb out. Okay, so let's talk about the potentially spurious nature of this reporting. This report came from a Twitter influencer, Dan Merle reports, by the name
That's what he calls himself.
But that said, /film, who we do have trust in, said that they have confirmed his, independently confirmed his report. So that feels a little bit more likely. The plot details of the movie say that the Funko movie will reportedly center around Wonder Woman, the Care Bears, Hellboy, Deadpool, Hello Kitty, Harley Quinn, Darth Vader, and My Little Pony. And I'll admit this, on board for that. If and only if we get creators such as Miller and Lord, who brought us the success of the Lego movie. The Lego movie doesn't work because it's about Legos. It's because it has really brilliant creators behind it, because we have a number of toy-related movies that do not work. Hello, Battleship. I'm looking at you.
But the problem is every screenwriter they hire for this keeps blowing their brains out. It's like Bird Box when they get the assignment to write the Funko-Pop movie. You go, oh God, this is what my life has become. And then they have to find another one. Development's been difficult.
That went dark so fast. I just almost don't know.
Sorry, I have a visceral reaction to Funko Pops. I'm sorry, and this is not a personal judgment against people who collect them. To me, they're just like, they're so soulless. It's their dead eyes. It's the fact that there's nothing going on in the face, and they're clearly all the same mold that they is somewhere in some godforsaken place. They're just like stamping these out one by one. Deadpool, My Little Pony, Hellboy, like dun 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 dun.
And that's how the movie's gonna get right.
And to me, that like Lego. It's like a spirit of creativity, and like you can do what you want, and you're actually building and putting things together. This is like the epitome of like taking something and putting it up there and saying, now I have the thing. And that's where the experience ends.
Okay, but the Lego movie...
Speaking just for myself.
No, that's fair, but counter argument or counter suggestion in our game of improv that we're doing here apparently is this. The Lego movie also postulated about a world in which people were kind of stamped out and homogenized, and how do you break free of that and become creative, right? So
let's leave that in reverse.
So, well, no, I'm not saying that
everyone back in their box.
I'm not, we've gotten way
You're
too
losing
original.
value. Get in your box.
There's an argument to be made about societal structures, but I won't make it right now, mostly because I'm not qualified to do so. But I will say this, there's something in that about the idea of inherently like stamping out and homogenized production, and how do you create individuality within that, but then again, you're just doing the Lego movie all over again. Damn, Merle! Are you excited?
I'm not. I learned my lesson once on this, which was when they announced the Lego movie. I was like, stupid. Like that's gonna suck. Lego movie, like this is dumb. What are you gonna make a movie about Legos? What are they gonna? I'm not gonna go see that. And then
wait,
and
give
then,
that for me.
And then the movie came out and it was really good.
Yeah.
So I am not going to poo-poo this out of hand. I don't know who's writing it. I don't know who's behind it. I don't know if this guy from Super Bros movies has more scoops to drop.
He's hiding in that trash can from yesterday's.
Yeah. Is it possible that it's terrible? Sure, but I'm not going to just immediately dismiss it out of hand, because I have been proven wrong once, and I said after that experience that I would be be more reticent to dismiss an idea, a concept out of hand without knowing the talent or anything behind it. So I'm going to reserve judgment, because I thought the same thing about the Lego movie, and it turned out to be great. So who knows?
Dan, you're right.
But this could be Emoji Movie. Who knows? Yeah. You know?
Exactly, or any number of other failed sort of either digital or physical app or toy to movie.
What happened to that
adaptation.
Tetris movie trilogy? How's that going along?
Yeah, how's that working out for us?
Falling into place?
I don't know, man. Stuff is hard. You know what? The truth is, though, is that making movies are hard. It's hard. It's hard to develop anything. It's hard to develop an internet video.
Yes.
Stuff is hard. Life is hard. Billy, two things really quick. One, when I say GIF what Dan did, I specifically want this. I'm not going to go see that. It's dumb. I just want that at my disposal for my own tweets. Two, I'm going to yes and the script that Spencer and I are currently developing, which is that we just made the point, I think together, that there was room to create a story about homogenized toys trying to be individualized, but then you were really just copying the Lego movie. Could you get meta from there and make a bigger point about homogenized movie via the Funko toys? Are you guys tracking this?
No. I don't know if I've just been on too many phone calls with you. I followed that train of thought from the station all the way to the next. 3 thoughts pop into my head with this story. One, working the Comic-Con circuit, I've seen people drop mortgage payments on these things. I don't understand it, but like, people love these things. I don't get it. 2, looking at reportedly who it would center around, I don't know about that, man. Do you really think that Warner Brothers and Disney are going to play nice for a Warner Brothers movie? I mean, look, it happened with Roger Rabbit way back in the day. It's not unprecedented.
Han Solo was in Lego movie.
Yeah, and I don't think it's like these toy deals, like they have the rights. I don't think that they can. Disney can't like step in and interfere at this point.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know either.
How their Funko licensing works.
Yeah.
But then third thought is, I've said this before, I think when we looked at the Lego 2 trailer, for me personally, there's no better example of diminishing returns than the Lego franchise. The first one, it was fine. Batman, Ninjago.
I
disagree. I think they're 2 for 3.
Yeah,
I'm really glad I prefaced with, for me, diminished returns. And people are saying this new one is fine, but not as good. So to take these themes that you guys are talking about and just apply them to another toy just seems like something like Paramount would do to try to get their own Lego movie. It's strange to me that Warner's feels like they need to do the same movie against itself.
Well, we don't know that they're doing that. That's speculation.
We don't, but I'm just saying, should that be the themes, then I think, yeah, this is going to be who gives a shit. But I don't know what else you do with this. They're just toys. It's all just the same IP. You're just mixing IP and making jokes.
I think they should set it at Comic-Con.
I think
that'd be funny.
Yeah, if it's
do
a horror film.
like a culture
I was just
movie.
going to say, if it's a horror film.
Yeah.
Like, then the dead, lifeless eyes make sense, don't they, Dan?
I guess they do.
Don't stare into the abyss. Stares back when I look at a Funko Pop.
The abyss is always screaming back at me, so I don't know what that means. And I was just whispering into it.
Unless if it's more of a commentary on like the, I don't know, the craze of Funkos than it is about create like a broader theme. Like if it's very specific to like just let me live my life, then be trapped in your box on your shelf and sell me on eBay, I guess that's would be slightly entertaining. I don't know, I just see a lot of different IP jokes, self-aware jokes, and I'm just between Deadpool and Lego, like I'm kind of over it.
And also Ralph Breaks the Internet was doing more of that. It did that a little bit the first movie. It did a lot the second movie. I didn't mind it, actually.
No, it was a better emoji movie than the Emoji Movie.
It was a much better emoji movie, yeah. But I think you're right. I also get to the point where too much sort of self-referential just means you're running out of steam. Like, to me, that's the step that you get to before you're done.
I agree. We need to make more culture.
We need more culture, Dan.
Double time. Yeah. We need to double time it. That I'll agree with.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of new things, more Dark Universe coming at you. Dark Universe Light.
New stuff like The Invisible Man.
Yeah. Well, this to me feels like Dark Universe done right. Like, this to me is the smarter approach to this. So this is via The Hollywood Reporter. So Universal is approaching the universe in a different way than they did previously, in that it's not a universe anymore. So they were trying to essentially, and you guys know this, I feel so bad for them. I honestly do, because they invested so much in, remember that big spread of
that photo shoot?
The photo shoot of
gorgeous.
Gorgeous. All of these big stars. They're gonna be. It's Johnny Depp is the Invisible
Tom Cruise,
Man.
Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
Like, they're all just kicking back like Vanity Fair style, and we got one movie.
We got one okay movie.
Lousy movie.
Yeah, that was trying way too hard to be cool, and also way too hard to world build. Out of the gate, instead of just allowing that movie to be what it needed to be.
Well, that's why I don't feel bad about them. I think they got what they deserved. Remember, it had a custom opening card.
Yeah,
it had a custom
bold.
Dark Universe title card where the Universal logo was. Yeah. They made one movie, and they think they've earned a custom. No, you do not earn a custom card after one movie. Yes, you get 3 movies. 3 movies. Then you get the custom card. That was. I didn't want that to work. It shouldn't have worked, and it didn't, because that's everything wrong with how they should be doing movies. I'm gonna do 7 before I do 1. You do 1. Yeah. Do 1 right, and then you can get the custom card. That's your reward.
I thought we said they had to do 3 before they get a custom card.
I'll cut them some slack and say maybe if you nail 1 at least. If you got Tom Cruise, like, how hard is it to nail a Tom Cruise summer movie? It's not that hard.
I don't know. I have a lot. It's pretty hit or miss. Financially, I think it's actually, the track record is pretty good for, I find them entertaining, largely. Like, even the ones that a lot of people don't like or that weren't big hits. I loved Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I like this movie that he did with Cameron Diaz that nobody else likes.
Oh, Night and Day.
I do. I think it's fun. I think it's silly fun. Anyway, moving on. The Mummy was not good. No. And it did not birth a new Dark Universe, because they were basically trying to turn these monsters into superheroes, which is not why we like them at all. That's not their appeal, so let's not do this.
Like when it paused and Russell Crowe just spent 20 minutes talking about how he was part of a bigger world.
Yeah, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Exposition. Like, what the with the frolic, Billy Moon of my life. All right, so instead they're partnering with Jason Blum, smartly, and Blumhouse Studios, and they are going to make cost-efficient versions of the story. Also smart, it means that they get to be a little bit more creative. Lee Winnell, who did Upgrade, and obviously Insidious and Saw, but Upgrade, I think, more recently and impressively, I really like that movie, is going to tackle the first one out of the gate, and it is The Invisible Man.
Smart. Sweet.
So
cost efficient.
Yeah. Cost efficient.
No J-Depp.
And it's also cool that this isn't a character that I think we have a ton of attachment to in the same way we would maybe with the Wolfman or even the Mummy, because when was the last time you saw an Invisible Man movie?
Hollow Man?
I actually didn't mean to do that. Sadly.
Okay.
Hollow Man was an
gonna say
invisible
it.
man.
Yeah, Hollow
movie,
Man,
yeah.
Kevin Bacon. That was a memorable
Oh, good God.
take on.
Good God, Lemon, you're right.
It was a very, very anatomically correct take on the Invisible Man.
Ooh. In any event, Johnny Depp will not be starring in this Invisible Man movie, although he
Unless
was
he is
previously. Yeah. They didn't know that they were predicting.
Can't prove he's not in every scene.
They didn't know they were predicting his real life future.
Yeah. Yeah, ghosted.
All right.
Yeah, that
Thoughts?
sounds fun.
I think it's good. I think this is the smart approach.
Jason Blum, largely. Here's what Jason Blum does, I think, very smartly. Because I looked at the Blumhouse filmography, and he generally produces movies that are good. But then he also has the wisdom to know which movies he does aren't good,
And he
just buries them under the ground so that no one ever sees them. So that most of the Blumhouse movies, I would argue, are at least passable to very good.
Yeah, and also we have to remember that there are some of the Blumhouse movies and endeavors that we're not thinking of, like Whiplash. You know, he is really smart in that because he either releases them but kind of buries them in terms of the marketing, or straight up doesn't release them because the model that he uses financially allows him to shell some things.
Isn't he nominated on one of the Best Picture nominees this year?
Yeah, he is.
I forget which one.
It was a surprise to me. I looked at it and I was like, oh,
Not
Jason Blum
Vice.
was behind that.
Was it Black Klansman? No.
Because
I
it
don't
was
know.
Blum and Jordan Peele were
Oh.
co-producers on it. God damn it.
I don't remember.
Comments
Yeah,
make us smart.
It doesn't.
Do things.
Do the thing. Correct me.
I wonder, and this maybe not, but I do wonder if like
That's going to
Universal.
drive me crazy. It's really
You
going to
have
drive
a
me crazy.
laptop.
Okay.
Let's go to
It's
Billy
right
Cam.
there.
Maybe we can get some help. Someone can look it up for us.
Talk, Billy.
I do wonder if
Invisible Billy.
Johnny Depp, ladies and gentlemen. In studio, Johnny Depp.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Now get out.
I wonder if Universal kind of sat back and was like, I wonder what DC is gonna do. I wonder, because it seems like it's like with Aquaman, they're like, let's not try to bend over backwards to tie, or Shazam, let's not try to bend over backwards tying these things together. And then they saw that it paid dividends, at least the first one of this new kind of DC regime. We'll see how it goes with Shazam and the other ones. But I wonder if, that's kind of how, yes.
Yeah. What?
Black Klansman.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Carry
on.
I feel a lot better now.
Yeah.
Well, I
What
do.
a relief.
I don't know. That was it. I can't remember the end of my thought.
Oh, I'm going to get yelled at for interrupting you.
You did raise your both hands.
You did. I did call on you. So Aquaman. There. That's my thought.
Conclusion. As all good thoughts end. Aquaman.
Thank you, Momoa.
I'm excited. I think this could be
it's the
good.
right way to do it.
If they're going to continue to do this, which let's face it, there's no reality where they weren't. I'm glad they didn't just try to bravely forge ahead and lose another $500 million on, because like that Frankenstein movie, like that was late.
Yeah.
They were building stuff. They were like, there was carpenters and stuff making, I don't know, old Bavarian villages or wherever it was going to be set. Who knows?
What was the one that they tried the first go around, and then they're like, never mind, it's going to be the Tom Cruise one first? Wasn't there one that was
Like
supposed to be
Frankenstein Unleashed, where it's like
Wolfman?
Well, they
Frankenstein
did the
with abs.
Benicio
No,
Wolfman, but
Yeah.
there was a vampire one, wasn't there?
Oh.
That was-
Dracula
there-
2000
Yes.
with
Nailed
Gerard
it.
Butler.
No, but it wasn't. There was like a. There
Was there a
another
different
one.
Van Helsing?
There was a Dracula movie, Dracula Untold.
Yeah, wasn't that
That was
supposed
kind
and
of
they're like, no,
supposed to be it,
actually,
yeah.
it's going to
Yeah.
be this.
Yeah.
And now they're like, no, actually, it's going to be.
We should do tracing all of the failed versions.
I forgot about that Wolfman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bad.
had a lot of
Yeah.
buzz. Didn't
Yeah.
see it.
I just
saw it.
picture what Dan was talking about, like on this, like mid Saw. Just never mind, shut it down.
I think that's literally what
That's
happened,
probably
yeah.
what
Saw's
happened.
down.
That happened. I had a friend. This is a tangent, but I had a friend who developed a whole suit for Vulture for Raimi's Spider-Man 4. And then they just were like, never mind, it's not happening. And he's like, I just spent months making this
Yeah.
thing.
Did he get to keep it?
Did
he wear
But
it?
he showed me some cool stuff.
Yeah.
There's
I'm sure he wore it.
There's so
Knowing this guy,
there's
yeah,
so
for
many
sure.
cases like that of,
Yeah.
of
Oh, tons
entire
of-
builds being done, lots of money being spent and time on these things, and either they shoot it and then they just don't use it, wolf fights, or they just don't end up shooting it, and it's a shame.
It's like, what happens to those things? Like, what happened to the Nick Cage?
They decide that the
movie
movies
probably in some vault somewhere. Yeah.
Storage.
There's a documentary I want to see. Just show me the vault of like shit that never even got made.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
We know people that could do that, but I don't think they could do that.
Oh, yeah.
They could do it.
Could do that.
But they
But they
couldn't
can't.
do it.
Yeah.
Meaning that those vaults are available, but probably they don't have if they want to keep working
Sure,
with studios, they probably can't do that. Speaking of studios, Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Once again, circling it. This is like the alpha and the omega of our show today. Warner Brothers starting and ending. Patty Jenkins wants a modern day Wonder Woman. What? Yeah, we know that. This is Slash plus THR, but she was talking about it and saying in Wonder Woman 3 she wants to bring her into the modern era, but probably not with Chris Pine. Also questions about Chris Pine in the 1980s I have. Side note. I think she's talked about this a little bit before, but she said, I'm dying to do another period piece. I'm not dying to do another period piece, pardon me. It was funny. I read an article today on whether it would be in the future or what it would be. What's funny to me is the idea of Patty Jenkins reading what people are saying about her franchise. I just picture a chuckle. It's definitely, or like, noted. It's definitely one of the things that we've talked about. It's not pining. I'm not pining to put it in the past again, because where are you going to go? I think it'd be weird if you have to go forward. It's definitely a contemporary story. That's all I can say. And so where we put it and how that gets figured out, I haven't totally nailed it down.
Is that a super sick Chris Pine pun that she's not pining to put
Yeah,
it in the
I
past?
thought it was. Yeah, I like it. It's
Go,
clever.
Patty Jenkins.
Yeah.
She also sort of talked about a little bit about Justice League, and kind of in her mind she felt like it was right now was a good opportunity to let these characters stand on their own a little bit and maybe not necessarily have them team up. You know, Aquaman gets an Aquaman 2, and we get the Flash, and Wonder Woman does her thing. I thought that was kind of interesting as well. That she wasn't necessarily, you know, on fire for them to be teamed up in a movie.
Yeah, I also just think, you know, like Captain America, I know a lot of people are like, that's it? We just get one in World War II? It's like, yeah, but you got one of the best movies when he wasn't in World War II after that. So Wonder Woman, she could have her own kind of Winter Soldier-esque adventure in the current times. I'm all for it.
It still bums me out that the worst Captain America movie was the one set in World War II. Because I was like, that should have been the best. But it wasn't.
You still find
it's
it
a
funny.
bit of a bummer.
Yeah.
Well, because like all of his Captain America-ing was done in a montage, and then and then it was over. I'm like, no, I wanted to see him be Captain America. You
And
know,
then he was on ice.
and then he was chilled out. Yeah. What are you gonna do? Wonder Woman 1998.
Right.
Big
pair of
Versus
Jinko
Naps.
jeans.
Yeah.
Is she gonna be hanging around?
I just like the idea of then getting really specific. June 2001.
Telling villains to get down with the sickness.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And then it just gets more and more culturally specific to that week.
Wonder Woman goes to a Korn
What's
concert.
happening.
Yeah. Goes to Ozfest.
Yeah. Wonder Woman goes to Woodstock 99? And
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
you can't. Get her here.
Get her here.
Get her here.
We need her
I
here.
would watch like emo Chris Pine. Like he got really into emo. He's got like a lip ring and like that black hair.
But he would be, he's not ageless. I don't know what's
I don't know.
going
I
on
think
Steve
with
Trevor
him.
the third.
What's going on with Steve Trevor?
Either he has like progressively similar looking children that she
Yeah.
keeps dating, or like I don't know, maybe she bites him and he becomes immortal. That's
Yeah.
probably how gods
Is
work.
she a vampire?
I think it is.
That's how gods work.
I think it is how gods work. Do you know what's funny? Just thinking of the original Captain America. This is totally a tangent, so prepare yourself real quick. I realized that like I remember movies as they relate to how I covered them at the time.
wow.
So when you say Captain America, the first one, I think about an interview with Joe Johnson and him telling me that he talked. I was like, oh, did you talk to George Lucas at all about this? And he said no, because he was his mentor, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, no, but I did talk to him about a Boba Fett movie. And I was like, I can't get to the internet fast enough with this. Never mind. Philly business?
I think about not going to see it in the theaters.
a Boba Fett movie?
No, Captain America.
Oh.
I was
You
sitting on my
didn't?
couch. No. I didn't see most of the Phase 1 movies in theaters, actually.
Why not?
I don't know. I didn't go to the movies much. I was, what's the word? Broke. And couldn't really afford to go to too many movies. So I'd wait till they came on Netflix, and then I'd rent them. And I'm very, very lucky now that I get to see a lot more movies.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was broke then too.
I just remember
Spencer, how were your finances during the first
The first Captain America? Well, we were doing them like for work, so I felt like, you know, I would either expense the tickets or just watch it for free because they would give us a copy to watch. So, stable.
Would you like to reveal your tax returns from that year?
I'm trying to remember. I saw it at Comic-Con that year.
Oh, wow.
I was working for TV Guide at the time, but yeah, there was just like they were doing a screening, and yeah, I do remember like a little stupid country bumpkin though. One of the guys in the movies like, Cap, I'm from Fresno. I was like, I'm
Fresno!
from Fresno! Fresno! That's a place that I live.
Fresno shout out.
Yeah.
Also Brooklyn.
Sure.
I mean, Brooklyn is in a lot of things. Fresno, it's like that and Honey, I Blew Up the Kid are the only two I can think of. And that's just like a straight up diss. In Honey, it's like, what do you think I'm, some sort of crackpot scientist from Fresno? I was like, aw.
Rude.
Sorry. Come on, Rick Moranis.
Who's Fresno's like most famous like export?
I don't think she's from there, but in like 2002, 2003, I think K-Fed and Brittany were in there, so I saw Brittany a lot at the post office.
They lived in Fresno?
I think Federline's family did.
Oh.
Billy, you got a shot. You got a shot at being
Right?
the mayor of Fresno.
Did you ever like secretly take a picture?
No.
Nah.
I mean, this
We
was,
didn't have
this was-
cameras
yeah,
on our
we
phones
didn't-
then.
Yeah.
It's like when you wind up.
I like the idea that I can't even remember a time where that was not possible.
Yeah, it's on like the Nokia bar phone. Like, I think that's Kevin Federline.
Pixelated.
I'm sure there's other well-known people from Fresno, but I don't know.
Huh? Well, this has been Fresno. You're from Arkansas.
I am.
Who are your luminaries, obviously?
Bill Clinton, the former president, would obviously be up there. Johnny Cash.
Oh, yeah.
Sam Walton, founder of Walmart from Arkansas.
Oh.
Mary Steenburgen.
Oh.
Went to my high school.
Oh.
Not concurrently with me. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm a little younger. Not much. Yeah, there's Arkansas. There's more good people from Arkansas than it really gets credit for.
Yeah.
And that's all I'll say.
All right.
There you go.
Well said. I'm assuming we've lost all of you at this point now that we're just talking about the people that are from where we're from.
Who are from where you're from, audience? Join in the conversation.
We're not even going to ask Spencer because he's from Los Angeles. So, like, everybody.
Yeah.
Or they came here. Not a lot of people are from Los Angeles.
it's actually kind of rare.
They mostly come here.
Yeah. They come
They're
here to
from-
complain.
Yeah.
Ah.
But we're excited about Wonder Woman. Do we have anything else to say about the topic at hand?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it's the only interesting thing to me is that she plans to end Diana's arc. I don't know what the if that's lifted directly from the copy, but that they are telling like a 3-movie story with her, and then she's done.
I don't think that's what that means. Probably what that means is that one of two things. A, Patty Jenkins is done after that.
Sure.
Or 2, it's sort of like a 3-movie development arc, and then she just is who she is, and she can adventure.
Yeah,
I don't think the character is done unless the box office tells us so.
No,
What do you
she's
think?
not done.
of course.
Although she got of any character in Justice League, she probably got the closest thing to what an arc would be, with like kind of stepping up into a leadership role of the team.
Sure.
So we'll see if that. Oh, I guess it won't carry over because
It's the
84.
past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well then, frolic it. I don't know.
Yeah. We hope you have a frolicking good day today and that you've enjoyed this nonsense. Who's from where you're from? Answer that in the comments below. Make sure to watch the things that we provide because that's how we can keep providing them. We love you and we ask for your love back because we're just really hurt and wounded from childhood. Bye.